Okay, we're here again today with Zack Hayes. Just to let you know who Zack Hayes is all about. He's the publisher of All My RC. It's a website that handles mostly a lot of RC stuff. And for that, I'd like to ask you to say hello to Philippines.
What's going on, Philippines?
Yeah, that's good. Now, to tell you a little bit about Zack Hayes, he's got one of the most exciting jobs, actually.
It's not a bad gig, it really isn't.
I can see what you mean. How often do you travel, Zack?
Well, starting in May of this year, May through August, I was pretty much gone every weekend. I'd be gone for 3, 4, 5 days, home for 2 days, head back out again, just trying to cover as many events as possible.
To give you an example, what we mean is that he's all over Europe, Asia, North America, covering competitions of all sorts of RC events.
Yep, fun flies, trade shows, anything that is RC, that's what I try to cover.
Yeah, you got your camera running around.
Yep, that's right.
Talk about the latest stuff. Well, there's no shortage of latest stuff here.
Exactly. With this business, there's always something new coming out. There's always a new product, a new addition to the product, and the best thing to do is try to build the public's awareness of what's going on, because it's their hobby. You know, they're trying to get out there. They want to see what's going on, and that's what I try to give them.
Perfect. Why don't you take this moment to tell us a little bit about All My RC. It has a website on its own.
Basically, what All My RC is it's a collaboration of a lot of things. It's forums, it's news, it's media, it's blogs, all about RC. Airplanes, cars, helicopters, the entire aspect of RC. And our motto is bringing the world of RC together. So what we want to do is give a place for people to have discussions, people to see the latest event coverage, see the latest news that's going on in the hobby. We have quite a few helicopter guys that are also taking part in the blogs and blogging about their experiences, like Curtis Youngblood, for example. And it's a website developed to the promotion of not only the hobby's commercial side of it, but your hobby as well, so that you get to see what's going on.
Okay. Now, you just recently covered the China 3DX event.
That's correct.
And what, in your opinion so far, can you give us a gist of what you saw with this particular event?
Basically what it is it followed the 3DX format, which is an addition to the 3D Masters. It promotes 3D helicopter competitions around the world. So what I saw was a lot of the top pilots in China that I personally hadn't heard of before, because I'm not over here a lot. I got to see them compete in the same format as everyone else does, and really saw a lot of great pilots, a lot of really good flying, and very impressed with the Chinese pilots.
Okay. What would you say in the caliber of talent? I mean, how did they compare from many?
They definitely compared, and they're definitely on the same stage as everyone else. There was a lot of good flights, a lot of very hard style 3D, and but overall, I mean, it's not that in any way they were lacking. They were right there with the rest of the guys around the world, so it's good to see that. Where
do you see 3DX expanding? Since, I mean, you have so much experience in seeing so many events going on, right?
Honestly, the nice thing about 3DX is the format, and especially with the organizers at 3DX China, they did a great job of keeping everything fluid and moving, even with we had rain the first, day and a half was raining the entire time, yet they still managed to end on schedule, still managed to get all the pilots through, get all of their rounds in, and they just did a great job. The site was awesome. I mean, and I really enjoyed it. And as far as seeing where it's progressing, the one thing that I noticed when I started in the industry about 5 years ago was competitions were there, but it wasn't in any kind of an organized format. People would have events around the world, but nothing's ever tied together. The nice thing about 3DX and 3D Masters is it creates more of a standard for 3D competitions, and once you get a standard and a good procedure for doing that and putting them on, all it does is improve, which helps the people in the industry, and it also helps the pilots too, because it gives them something to strive for in a more organized fashion.
Okay. Now, you've seen so many. You've seen so many. Yeah. But I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's one of those things you never get tired of, type of thing.
I started doing this hobby when I was 11 years old. I went into a hobby store looking for a Halloween costume with my mom. Saw a radio control helicopter sitting on the wall and said, I want to try that. And from that point on, obviously she didn't give an 11-year-old RC helicopter, but from that point on I started racing cars, I did boats, dabbled a little bit in airplanes, and then moved on to helicopters. And this is my passion, this is what I love, and I'm fortunate enough to have turned it into a job and be able to travel and see everything that's going on in the world. RC.
Well, if you were just a little bit younger, I think the one that just won in the international section was only 14. So.
Yeah, and you know what? It makes sense though, and I've always said this. With all the gaming stuff that's out there, PlayStation, Xbox, all of that, it really allows younger people to develop the skills that they need to start flying and to be successful at it. I mean, you'll see kids, and also with the reaction times and just, because they're younger, they are capable of doing more than most of us old guys are capable of doing. Now, in a way, it's a little, it's kind of, it makes me jealous because I'm not that good. I'm never going to be that good, and they're, smoking me out of the water with their level of flying. But it's awesome to see.
Well, I'm pretty jealous of your job.